Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I think there's never been a more exciting time to become a fan of Descendants and Zombies. So if you aren't a fan of Descendants and Zombies, I think it's about time you discovered the mystery behind Descendants and Zombies and what yet has to be witnessed as fans of Descendants and Zombies discover the power behind Descendants 5, Wicked Wonderland, and why they are so excited about it. There are so many different reasons. The powerful script that has yet to be revealed, the storylines that have yet to come, the twists and turns the plot will take. I'm really excited to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies over the next year, and even if it is 4 years between now and the release of Zombies 5, I'm cool with that, because even if I have to sit on this podcast every day for the rest of my life, every night creating Descendants and Zombies videos for you to help you make sense of it while others won't, I'm cool with that. I will be your voice of Descendants and Zombies. And the nice thing about you guys is that you've embraced me with hugs ever since the very first video that was uploaded here on this YouTube channel. 50,000 plus views later, 3,000 subscribers, 2,000 watch hours, accolade after accolade. You know, I've always wanted to go down in history for having been one of the greatest of all time. And you guys will ensure that I will go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. Because 7.5 years ago, I had believed I recorded my final show on YouTube and I hung up my headset for what I had believed to have been the final time. Then I met all of you. And after I met all of you and discovered who Kylie Cantrell was, oh, it was a powerful experience. I have to tell you that. It really moved me. And it made me want to go back into podcasting because I was persuaded by so many Descendants and Zombies fans, because the greatest honor that I've ever had in my life is having the honor to meet each and every one of you and discuss Descendants and Zombies for how they've been meant to be discussed for what feels like forever. And that's why I see no problem with creating so many Descendants and Zombies videos for you, and they are really beautiful videos. They are quite an experience, aren't they? They are very different from the other Descendants and Zombies videos that you find on YouTube every day uploaded to the site, because there aren't really that many Descendants and Zombies videos when you think about it. You know, every day I'm searching up Descendants and Zombies like all of you because I know what it's like to be you, and I don't find anything. This is the first YouTube channel that creates a show about Descendants and Zombies and presents Descendants and Zombies facts for what it's meant to be presented and how it's been presented for forever. Because in all honesty, people just really don't understand or appreciate Descendants and Zombies and see the value in it like all of us do. Because we are loyal to the franchises. We realize it's a passion that's brought us all together, and because it's a passion that has brought us all together, I love talking about it. I love hearing the music for Descendants and Zombies. I think the music gets powerful from every chapter of Descendants and Zombies, and the music for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, in light of all this criticism, received great reviews, but not from the critics, but from all of you. I mean, you guys fell in love with songs like Place to Be, Don't Mess With Us, Dream Come True, Go My Own Way, beautiful songs. And I love Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires because of the music. I think the music really touched your heart in so many unbelievable ways. It made you think about being in the positions of Zed and Addison, who had told their story and completed it and passed the torch to Freya Sky and Malachi Burton's characters Victor and Nova, who look absolutely adorable together. I just got done watching a behind-the-scenes video of the relationship between Malachi Burton and Freya Sky, and they are so respectful of each other and just so honored to be in each other's presence. And I think that's where the magic is seen with Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires. We saw a lot of magic over the last 7 years between Zed and Addison and all the conflict they were presented with, but I think we have the greatest moments to ever witness as fans of the Zombies franchise at the expense of Victor and Nova, because they still have a long way to go, because their story has yet to be told. And with whatever's inside of that vortex going to touch down on Seabrook and be the greatest threat that Seabrook has ever been posed with, I think it's never been a greater time to be a fan of Zombies, because there are so many predictions being made as to what is inside of that vortex, and I really do enjoy reading your predictions. From mermaids to sirens to witches, it could be anything inside of that vortex, but whatever it is, I'll go for it because I'm excited about it. I live on an island where there are a lot of stories associated with mermaids. I would always have loved to have met a mermaid in my lifetime. I never have. Perhaps there's a mermaid watching this video out there somewhere on YouTube who would like to hit the subscribe button. I really don't know. But I've always been very fond of mermaids with how unpredictable they are. Given how mermaids have been faced with some of the most unbelievable and insurmountable circumstances and been able to overcome it because of their power, I think mermaids would introduce us to a very unique storyline for Zombies. And it's going to take a twist that I think we never ever thought possible 7.5 years ago. I mean, you look at the Zombies franchise years ago, and you would have thought Zombies would have been enough. Okay, Disney is introducing us to a sci-fi musical focusing on zombies. We never thought we'd get to the point where werewolves and aliens and vampires would see their introduction into the franchise, but we did. And it was really cool being a fan of Descendants and Zombies for however long we were fans of Descendants and Zombies, because people who are now graduating high school are just as big a fan of Zombies as they were 7.5 years ago when they were halfway through their school experience. And it was really difficult for a lot lot of people around the time Zombies had premiered because bullying was at an all-time high. I mean, I was reading so many stories about how people have been backed into proverbial corners they couldn't seem to find their way out of or make sense of. And then Disney comes out with Zombies. It offered us encouragement, empowerment, and a chance to actually exist in a world we never ever thought possible. You know, I myself, I might sound crazy for this, but I've always believed that humans and zombies could coexist in one world. Even zombies, werewolves, aliens, and vampires are given the chance. Even mermaids, because I really do believe they exist. They just haven't been seen or discovered. While people may believe they have witnessed mermaids on boating expeditions and stuff, I believe there's a chance that anything out there could exist because we live in a world where we're not alone. I mean, it's been said about aliens for years that aliens are out there somewhere in a distant galaxy, and we're not the only living beings in this world. And the more I think about it, it could be true. Because apparently there's an alien probe on the way to Earth to kill us all in less than 100 days. And if in fact there is an alien probe on the way to Earth to kill us all, I just want you to know that I'm good to go. Because I met all of you, and it was the greatest honor of my life, and I think I'm ready to die because I met all of you. I know how much Descendants of Zombies means to each and every one of you, and if I'm going to die, I would not rather die in the arms of a niche that's incredibly supportive of this show, like all of you. Because the thing is, you are incredibly supportive of this show. When you didn't have to be, you took a chance on me. And it meant so much to me that you did take a chance on me when nobody else did. When nobody else heard my message of kindness or wanted to help me spread it, you guys did. And you saw the good in me when nobody else did. So it led me to believe that the Descendants of Zombies niche was the most incredibly supportive niche that anyone could have ever had the honor of providing commentary for. And I just want to say thank you. From my heart to yours, I honestly don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you. So if in fact there is an alien probe on the way to Earth to kill us all in less than 100 days, there is no other niche I would rather die with because of how incredibly supportive you've been of me than you guys. So because of that, I think you guys deserve nothing but the best in the way of the reviews of Descendants of Zombies, and I just wanted to be that guy to give it to you. Because Descendants of Zombies has touched our hearts in so many unbelievable ways. And I think ways that we will never ever forget. No matter if you talk about the music, like the duets Someday and Dream Come True, because Dream Come True was a very powerful ballad in Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires touched my heart in so many unbelievable ways because of the powerful lyrics that were put to melodies. I mean, Dream Come True was a song that we never ever thought possible would see its introduction into the Zombies franchise. But it was said that Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires was going to present a Hannah Montana camp rock kind of vibe, and it really did. I think a bit of Selena Gomez might have been thrown in there as well, because songs like Dream Come True really made us think about life and think about finding that one person that we would spend the rest of our lives with. Because I'm here to tell you, even though it seems impossible to happen for you, it can and it will. Even if it's a decade from now, you will find a true love for you because he does exist out there. I know a lot of girls have been left broken-hearted who might watch these videos because of relationships they can't make sense of or their values in life haven't been, understood by a guy. I think that's pretty common, when a girl is not understood by a guy because it's got to do with how much of an interest a guy has in you. And if he can't see your true value, then you're pretty much wasting your time. Because I know that the Descendants of Zombies fans are the most kind, most gentle, most understanding people in the world, and they don't mean to hurt anybody. They just have opinions about Descendants of Zombies, and if somebody doesn't state the opinion for what it's worth or talks about their favorite star in a way they shouldn't be, then Descendants of Zombies fans are just pretty much going to support their favorite stars regardless of what they're faced with, and they're just going to let you have it and know about it. And because I understand that, I think that's why this show has become the most popular Descendants of Zombies show on YouTube, and forever and always will be. I'm pretty confident that this show will get into history for being number one. If we're not number one, we're coming behind as number two, and I think the biggest Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel has something like 3.7 thousand subscribers. That's not much away from the margin that we're currently at right now, but I don't even think that show that has 3.7 thousand subscribers is an official Descendants of Zombies podcast such as this. So I think that a few more subscribers that we can put up here on this YouTube channel, every subscriber counts. And I'm really honored to have you, or I'm really honored to be in your presence, to have the honor to talk about Descendants of Zombies. Because I think this script for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires was the most powerful script that we've ever seen brought forth for a Zombies movie, because it seemed like the Zombies movies weren't released far enough apart. So because the movies weren't released far enough apart, what happened was the movies received a fair share of criticism, and by Zombies 3, the criticism had been blown completely out of proportion and really out of the water. We didn't know where we were headed with Zombies. We didn't even know if there was going to be a Zombies 4. Addison had discovered her origins as a werewolf and an alien, and we thought this was it. There's the door, don't let it hit you on the way out. But because of the passion that exists in the hearts of Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim, we're at a point now where Descendants of Zombies has gone past 3 movies, and it's the first franchise in Disney's history to do that. While they may have tried to rebrand Bunk with 7 seasons with a new cast, They didn't do it with the originals, and they did it with the originals for Descendants of Zombies right up until Zombies 5, which is incredible because 4 movies is a long way to go. I never ever thought we'd see Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim do up to 4 movies, and now they're going to have something to do with the franchise as long as it exists for the foreseeable future as producers. They may not be in the movie, but they're going to be there to offer creative direction. And I think it's an incredible honor. There's a lot of pressure that goes with being a director because you really have to show up and you really have to be on your A game when you're being a director or a producer, because you really have to think about, what would I want to watch if I were the fan watching this somewhere out there in the world? What would I want to get the most out of my experience from watching Descendants and Zombies? So I think there's a lot of pressure on the shoulders right now of Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim, but that doesn't mean they can't get the job done. I think they can and they will. It's just a matter of giving them a chance, which I'm sure all of you are going to, because, you've been forever incredibly supportive of Meg Donnelly. I remember when Meg Donnelly made the decision to produce an album independently, and I had a profound amount of respect for Meg Donnelly for being able to do that, because a lot of people struggle producing albums independently. It is a constant struggle to put your music and your image out there in a way that you want to put out there. And people like Meg Donnelly have been able to do that and exceed the expectations of every critic they may have encountered, because Meg Donnelly, Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner, God knows, they have received their fair share of criticism for their characters, for their music, how they produce their label. But the thing is, getting away from a label and producing their image the way they wanted to produce it was the smartest gamble they've ever made in their life, because it really was a gamble, because they didn't know how they were going to be perceived. Right now on megdonnelly.com, her EP called Dying Art is receiving millions of downloads and getting a great review, which is what I expected from Meg Donnelly, because I was one of those YouTubers that had nothing but good things to say about Meg Donnelly. That song, Strangers, is a beautiful song. And every other song on that EP, if you've never listened to it, I would recommend that you listen to it, because that sound that Meg Donnelly has could put her in a position to take over like an Ariana Grande. And I honestly mean that, because I was the biggest Ariana Grande fan out there. I loved songs that Ariana Grande put out ever since Break Free. That was back in 2009, 2010. That wasn't yesterday. So she came out with all these great songs, and I loved it. I loved Ariana Grande's sound. I believe that there was nobody out there that could hit the high notes better than what Ariana Grande did. And it's because of her profound success that I will be front and center for Wicked for Good in November. I'm really excited about that. But if you want to talk about a star that is in the same position to take over like Ariana Grande, it would have to be a toss-up between Kylie Cantrell and Meg Donnelly, if not both of them. Because Kylie Cantrell's sound is gorgeous. It is beautiful. And it should be receiving anything but criticism. I want to put it out there that I will forever and always be supportive of Kylie Cantrell. No matter how good she may think she is or not, I love Kylie Cantrell so much. So I just want to say that if anyone out there has a problem with Kylie Cantrell, then they're going to have to put up with me, because I'm never ever going away. And I will forever be supportive of Kylie Cantrell, again, because I know how much she means to each and every one of you, because you really put your heart into Kylie Cantrell. If there ever was a teen idol of this new generation, it was said years ago that Hilary Duff was one of the greatest teen idols of all time, ever before Hannah Montana even had a chance or was in the minds of Disney Creative. But the same thing can be said about Kylie Cantrell for this generation, because if there was a Hannah Montana who was so revered of this generation for perceiving herself as the right character and as herself and living the double life kind of lifestyle, it would be Kylie Cantrell. Every morning, I saw a video of Kylie Cantrell at 3:30 a.m. this morning. 3:30 a.m. She wanted to make sure. I know the time difference between California and where I live on this island is significantly different. But the thing is, 3:30 a.m. I saw a video of Kylie Cantrell on her Facebook fan page. I think it was a TikTok video of denim. But regardless of what time it was uploaded, that shows dedication. And that shows how much Kylie Cantrell wants to be in the public eye, wants to be a part of the Descendants franchise. If she's not tweeting out something about her music career and her individual music career, she's tweeting something out about Descendants. And for that, I give her a profound amount of respect and credit. I think more people, instead of criticizing her, should be giving her the benefit of the doubt and refraining from talking about her political point of view, refraining from talking about her in such a criticizing way, because people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner do deserve better, and I want them to know the support is here for them. People always talk about Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift, which I feel is very overrated. If we can talk about Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter, and if Sabrina Carpenter has to be the live-action Rapunzel, an honor that was taken away from Ruby Rose Turner without even thinking about it, then we can talk about Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner while giving them the spotlight and in the same kind of retrospective. Because in all honesty, I think that Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell are far more talented than what Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift ever were. These are just celebrities that are overrated. And I know that I'm very to the point about Taylor Swift and people like Sabrina Carpenter, but they are talked about way too much. How many times do I sign on my social media news feeds and read something about Sabrina Carpenter or see a photo of Sabrina Carpenter? I always share it on Facebook because I want to make the point that these stars are so overrated, while people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner sit back patiently and wait for opportunities. I think they've waited long enough, and I think Disney and Nickelodeon really need to understand, how long they've waited, how much dedication they put behind promoting stuff. The PR for Descendants and Zombies has been outstanding, and if you can give opportunities to Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift time and time again, you can give the same kind of opportunities to people like Meg Donnelly, Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner. It's just ridiculous to me how these same celebrities are always in the public eye, and they're often very overrated. It's not about the Hannah Montanas and the Selena Gomez's and the Hilary Duffs anymore, because the times have changed. And I think it's time that we as fans of these franchises and the pop genre change with it, because I know there are a lot of people out there that would preferably love to change with the times, and I invite you to come on this incredible journey, because I will never let you down. I will never shy away with sharing you my opinions about Descendants and Zombies, because I believe you deserve the best analogies about Descendants and Zombies. I've been referred to as a Descendants analyst, and in all honesty, it's an honor of mine to be here as your Descendants analyst to help you make sense of franchises that have a story that is far from over. This is anything but the end of the story. This is just the beginning. And I think that we could see a lot of celebrities see their introduction into the Descendants franchise and Zombies franchises than ever before. Liamani Segura as Pink, Red's sister, it's just one way of looking at it, and it's just merely scratching the surface of what the Descendants franchise has yet to become. And I, for one, am incredibly excited about the future of Descendants and Zombies, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store. That's the reason why I'm going to sit behind this podcast for the rest of my life, and again this afternoon, and again tonight, with another great video just before the sun sets will be when the next video uploads on this YouTube channel, and I'm incredibly excited to see where the future takes us, because the future for Descendants and Zombies is going to be absolutely incredible for all the characters that we've yet to see introduced into the franchise. I'm just incredibly excited about it, because if one's going to talk about Descendants and Zombies, I really believe that he should talk about Descendants and Zombies in such a way that it's meaningful, and it really brings it to life in a way that nobody else ever brings it to life. Because what people do on YouTube, sitting in their mom's basement, is review Descendants and Zombies in such a negative way and give it such a negative feeling and a negative vibe. And I've never really wanted to do that. If I'm going to talk about Descendants and Zombies, I'm going to talk about Descendants and Zombies for what it's really worth. And what it's really worth is passion. What it's really worth is giving somebody hope out there that we've seen anything but the end of Descendants and Zombies, because we really have. We still have a long way to go with Descendants and Zombies, and I'm just incredibly grateful to be here and be so honored to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies and be along for the ride, because this is an incredible ride. This, to me, really has been an experience that I will never, ever forget. No matter if you talk about my original videos talking about Dove Cameron and her relationship with Ryan McCartan, which I just couldn't make sense of, and I said a lot of very to-the-point things about Ryan McCartan because I think he deserved it. When you're treating Dove Cameron or you're treating Kylie Cantrell in these relationships that were really abusive the way they were, I think somebody's going to let them know how they feel about it, and I never shied away from it, and I had to apologize for a lot of stuff that I said, but I think I was justified in what I said, because this YouTube channel exceeded to the heights of unprecedentedness and became one of the most popular shows on YouTube. I think God gave a girl a voice to use, and if a girl can't use that voice to feel empowered, to get to a point in her life where she feels strong and beautiful, then there's really no point of even existing in this world, because guys are just idiots taking up space in the world when a girl helps them make sense of everything, including their own life. I think a guy really needs to understand how a girl's value is very important in this lifetime and how special they actually are to all of our lives. And perhaps I'm a real sweetheart for thinking that, but I think that every Descendants and Zombies fan is special in their own way, and they love the franchise for various reasons, but that's what creates diversity. And I don't think anyone should ever be criticized for being a fan of Descendants and Zombies. If anything, you guys should be incredibly supported for how much you love Descendants and Zombies. How you showed up at the Worlds Collide Tour never ceases to amaze me. It blows my mind every single time I have the honor of producing this show, because I get to talk about the Worlds Collide Tour, I get to talk about the upcoming Descendants 5 and the upcoming Zombies 5 and the release window and what's suggested. And even if it is 4 years to talk about Descendants and Zombies, well, I'm cool with that, because you guys have deserved to hear nothing but the best in the way of reviews for a very long time. Because when you're watching 500 videos of criticism about Descendants and Zombies and you finally find this one YouTube channel that talks about Descendants and Zombies in the way it was meant to be talked about, that says a lot. So this YouTube channel deserves anything but criticism. It deserves praise for how many incredible fans have been supportive of it from the very beginning. because it's really been an honor of mine to be able to sit behind this podcast microphone, not because of myself, but because of each and every one of you and how much these franchises have meant to you and how much of a profound impact it's had on all of your hearts, including mine. I would never want to be doing anything else at this point in my life. I've finally fallen into a niche that is incredibly supportive of the videos I upload. Every single night there is somebody, even if it's at least one person, subscribing to these videos. At least it's somebody who never subscribed before and who watched my videos for the first time ever and now knows who Jonathan Clarke is. More people know who Jonathan Clarke is than ever before, but they would never have known who I am if not for each and every one of you, if you never brought me back, because I came from out of obscurity. I thought my career was done, and now I'm one of the most famous YouTubers and bloggers on YouTube because of you and because of Descendants and Zombies. So I want to say thank you to you, but not only to you, but to the stars of Descendants and Zombies for giving a second chance to me and really revitalizing my career when you didn't have to. Because that's what you did. You healed me, you revitalized my career, and you brought me back from out of obscurity. I'm going to tell you guys something. Obscurity is a really scary place to be sometimes. You don't know if you're coming or going. You can't make sense of your own life. And I just want to put it out there that this really is an honor of mine to be able to talk about Descendants and Zombies in a way that I think it's been meant to be talked about for a very long time. I never ever want to go away. I want to always be here to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies, to talk about Pink, to talk about Bridget and her re-emergence into the Descendants franchise. Because just because Bridget parted ways with the franchise doesn't mean that we won't see her again. Doesn't mean that I won't produce another 500 videos on this YouTube channel, because we still have a long way to go. I want to put it out there that I will forever and always miss Bridget, though. I think she's an incredible character. I think that there's more of a story to be told that relates to Bridget, because I think Bridget reminds a lot of us of ourselves and our situations and how much of a profound impact bullying has had on our life. I mean, it got so bad for Sophia Carson, she had to transfer schools. And I don't think she should have had to transfer schools. I think she should have been able to stay in the same school she was in and learn from her experiences, which she obviously did, but without having to transfer. I think that these stars are in the position they're in, and they are internally grateful for it. No matter how many times they believe they've told the story and they've completed it for the excuses they've given, I know that they will forever and always have Descendants holding a special place in their heart, and they will forever and always hold on to that because of how much Descendants and Zombies has not only meant to them, but how much they've been able to touch our hearts. And again, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody for taking a chance on me when you didn't have to, because I think I'm the only guy on YouTube that's really saying a lot of nice things about Descendants and Zombies, and I think I can take a shot at that. And I think I can do this for the rest of my life. And if I have the honor of being your voice of Descendants and Zombies for just a little while longer, I'm going to do right by you. I'm going to talk about Descendants and Zombies the way it was meant to be talked about. I know I'm very to the point, and I don't shy away from sharing my opinion about Descendants and Zombies. And when I don't agree with anything, I let a lot of celebrities have it. Like I've said, if I see something wrong with it, I'll let you know. But I see nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I don't see the point of criticizing you because some way, somehow, on one particular day in your life, you made the decision to wake up and be a Descendants and Zombies fan for the rest of your life. And some of the most beautiful friendships have been created and derived from Descendants and Zombies. You guys deserve better. And you've deserved better for far long enough now, and it's about damn time somebody showed up on YouTube and gave you a podcast that you can be proud of, and you can be proud to be subscribed to, and you know because you're subscribed to it, you're going to get great videos about Descendants and Zombies, because I do believe in the future of Descendants and Zombies. I think this franchise has had a profound impact on all of our hearts and all of our lives. We may still have a long way to go, but that does not mean that we can't get there and get there together, because I, for one, am incredibly excited about what the future has in store for these two franchises, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. So if you would do me the honor of allowing me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies for just a little while longer, I promise you that I will never ever go away, and there will be at least one video uploaded on this YouTube channel every day for the rest of your life and the rest of our lives, because if we're going to die together, because this life is pretty much just Descendants, Zombies, or die, and I honestly wouldn't have it any other way, because talking about Descendants and Zombies has become, an everyday thing for me now. And that's why I put $5,000 behind this YouTube channel and have had no regrets since, because I feel as if you're going to talk about Descendants and Zombies, you really got to show up. And you really got to know what you're talking about and what your fans appreciate. And if they appreciate you, they're going to let you know about it. And I think that's one of the most rewarding feelings of being a part of something so special. Thank you so much for being a part of my life and allowing me to be a part of yours as your voice of Descendants and Zombies. Because in all honesty, Descendants and Zombies has had a profound impact on my heart. This is a lineage and a legacy that I will never ever forget, and I honestly don't think there's any place in the world I would rather be than having the honor to sit behind this podcast microphone and to have talked about Descendants and Zombies for however long you have allowed me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies, and allowed me the honor of being able to talk about Descendants and Zombies in a way that I believe that it's been meant to be talked about for a very long time. Having said that, I will return later on tonight just before the sun sets to help you make sense of Descendants and Zombies for another 2 great videos, and I hope that you will join me for it. Until then, I'm going to go out of my way now to upload this video. See you on YouTube on the other side. Be kind to one another, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life and to have been your voice of Descendants and Zombies, because this really is a profound honor that I wouldn't have any other way. Bye, YouTube. We will talk again in just a few hours from now. Spread kindness and be kind to one another, because kindness really does go a long way in this world.